Hello, everybody. I know we look a little bit different than our normal setup here. That is because we realized when we were editing this video that it went very long. So welcome to part 2 of episode 5 of the Hopefully Awesome show. We hope you enjoy it. And yeah, we're just going to pick right up with our conversation about the state of the MCU. Here we go. All right, now for the topic of the show. The MCU. This is the state of the MCU. All right, it's been a little bit.
No, State of the Union. This is the state of the MCU.
That's right. Yeah, the state of the MC Union.
Oh, my
God. That's gonna be the title.
Okay.
It won't be. Nobody will click on it.
No.
It'll be something like, "Watch this before you see Doctor Strange." I think that's what the title of this episode.
Look at us.
Be. Yeah. And it'll be my face going, like, yeah. You got to be over animated. Yeah. There it is. There's your thumbnail. Okay, so I thought it would just be good to kind of check in on the MCU since we haven't really had an episode where we talk about the MCU. A couple years ago, we did the pregame for the endgame. I'm thinking that's kind of what this will be. Okay. We don't really have to touch on specifics as far as like story beats and stuff. There's plenty of things out there. And if you want that, Disney Plus has this Legends series.
Yeah, it's really good.
And it's like the previously on. And like it's specific to characters, so highly recommend going and checking those out. Before watching it, that way you don't have to watch 15 movies again before you go. I mean, feel free. We do that sometimes. But yeah, I think IGN just released a video too about where we are. Anyway, so just wanted to talk about Doctor Strange 2 here at the top for a little bit. There's been some promos that have been released.
So many freaking promos.
What we're going to talk about is going to be stuff that was officially released. We are not talking about any internet spoilers floating out. So anything that we say is through actual Marvel release. If you don't want to know that, then I completely understand and skip over this section. That's fine. Now, there are some theories about who these people in the promos are that aren't officially confirmed. No. But, I mean, it seems fairly obvious. So, again, we don't know anything, just to be clear. We don't look at spoilers like that. No. But if what we say does turn out to be true, obviously just, be prepared for that. So, earlier this week, there was some Doctor Strange promos. And one of them showed a couple things. It showed Wanda fighting what looks like Peggy Carter's Captain Carter from the What If series, which is insane.
Yes.
Like the shield is even the Union Jack shield, which is crazy. It looks really good. I really hope it's her. I really hope it's the actress.
I hope it's her. She needs...
Hallie Sitwell?
Yeah.
That's not
It's
not Sitwell. That's a character. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but... I hope it's her. That'll be really, really cool.
I really want her to have another chance.
Yeah. And I mean, that would be great, for her character, for us to get a Captain America payoff, but it also not actually be Captain America.
Yeah.
But it's this character that's tied so heavily to Captain America, So that's crazy. And the fact that they're showing that is insane. I can't believe they...
Yeah, whenever, it popped up on my Twitter feed, I was like, Matt, I saw something... And I don't know if it's real or not, but these people posted it. It was New Rock Stars, and I was like, it's Captain Carter.
Yeah. God,
and you just see the shield. You don't see a face. Yeah. You see Wanda.
You see the body.
You see Wanda.
It looks like the outfit. It looks like that style of outfit for sure. But I mean, the shield is the biggest giveaway, obviously. And then Professor X rolls in.
With the yellow
chair, the yellow hover chair from X-Men 97, which is insane. And I don't... My Menon.
That's probably where my brain's going.
God, if Morph shows up, I'll be so excited. Just to hear Nick Scarpino say Morph again. Morph.
Don't do that to me.
Sorry. Nicky Scarpino, get you all chuckled up.
No, it's just you that finds enjoyment in saying that.
Morph. This one's for you, Morph. All right, I'm doing somebody else's bit. Anyway, so it's Professor X. So it's okay. It's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
But not Patrick Stewart from the X-Men universe from Fox, possibly.
Possibly.
This is all possibly.
This is possible.
But it's Patrick Stewart playing Professor X from the X-Men, the animated series from Fox Kids.
But
in
it's
the 90s.
possible.
Like, that burns my brain. And like we saw, there's another piece of footage that was released where it's Doctor Strange and America Chavez. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I said it right. They're going through star portals, and like each portal they go through is a different dimension.
They change, yeah.
And they change with it. And one of the dimensions is like paint.
Yeah, that's the first one that shows.
Which is
goes
bizarre.
through paint, then it goes through like old timey movie,
Yes.
and it made the screen look like old film.
There's like a grain stock.
Yeah. And then the next one they go through, it looked like futuristic,
It's
is it
pyramid
pyramids?
Stuff. Kind of
yeah.
like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
And then the next one was future.
future.
And then the next one was wherever they end up, where that big Doctor Strange statue is.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, you know, obviously there's another piece of a scene where like they're passing a T-Rex, and like right on the edge of the next dimension, it's obviously animated.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like it could be.
It could be.
And that's crazy. And if that's the case, I went off the rails with Billy about this yesterday. I was saying like Homer Simpson could show up, you know, like at this point, all the walls are broke. Right?
Yeah.
All the walls are broke. It could literally be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nothing matters anymore.
Nothing matters.
I mean, I think the biggest thing, and this won't happen, the biggest, coolest thing that could happen would be Miles Morales from Spider-Verse. Like, you freaking kidding me? You freaking kidding me? I would die. I would die, man.
I wish.
All right. What if? What if?
Yeah, it could. Wait. No. Let's talk about something else. I was thinking about what New Rockstar said about Jeffrey Wright. We could see him as a real life watcher.
Yeah. And we could, because if Captain Carter is the Captain Carter from What If,
yeah,
and Jeffrey Wright plays the Watcher in What If, then we could see a live action Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher.
And the evil looking Doctor Strange, if that is the one. If
that's the same
from
one, which
What
it looks
If,
like
it could be because he has the third.
Yeah, I mean, it totally. And like, why have two Doctor Stranges that are evil that are like basically the same design?
Yeah.
Like, I get like having multiple bad Doctor Stranges, and some of them are zombies, and some of them are whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. But like this one, the one that's like, it just got out of hand. Like, it looks exactly like it.
Just got out of hand.
So obviously very excited that
Yes.
it comes out. By the time this comes out, this will be Monday. We'll be 4 days away, 3 days away.
God, I'm
I
glad
can't
to
wait.
stay.
Jones for it.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so current ranking. I thought this would be a good way to get our conversation not going, but just a good way to kind of let everybody know where we are with our MCU ranking. So what we did, kind of funny, back in 2018. Good God, I can't believe it was 2018.
Yeah.
In 2018, they were leading up to Infinity War.
And they started watching.
Rewatching, they figured out, I think they actually found out from somebody else, but they found out that you could watch a Marvel movie a week, every week, and you would fit directly up to Infinity War.
Yes.
And so they would watch a movie, and then they would podcast about it, and it was called MCU in Review. Highly recommend it. It's fantastic. It spawned a whole other section of podcasts. So we decided to do the same thing, where we would just go through, and it was kind of like our Friday night ritual. Like after the week of work, we would then go and we'd get pizza and usually like cheer wine or something.
Yeah.
And then we would watch the movie, and then me and you would have a conversation about it and put it on our list.
Yes.
And then we would watch the guys.
Yes.
Like that's usually what we do on Saturday with breakfast. We'd watch the guys talk about it. So we tried to, I didn't want their rankings and conversations to affect us. Right.
Yeah.
So that being said, I need to fix that. Sorry. There was one that was put in the wrong spot, and I can just see it immediately. It's our number 1 and number 2. Yeah. All right.
Starting at the bottom.
Starting at the bottom, and this is like, why did I only say 31? I feel like there was more. Have we not added stuff on here?
We'll find out along the way.
I thought there was more. That's weird. Anyway, this also includes the TV shows.
Yes.
What If might not be on here.
Yeah, because we weren't, I guess, I don't know. Were we not sure where to put it? Or we wasn't sure to put it in
I think
there?
it wasn't on.
Oh,
I think
it wasn't
in the
included.
app.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's Hawkeye.
Yeah. I bet that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, What If, I think we can say it'd probably be low.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll just do a live update right
Yes.
now. All right. So at number 31, Thor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. All right. Thor Ragnarok is much higher.
Mm-hmm.
When watching this, Thor 1 was just...
It's hard.
It's a very hard watch. It's not good. It's not fun. It's kind of boring. And, like, the set design is weird. And, like, the tone of it is, like...
Shakespearean.
Yeah. And it's just not... Well, there's a reason that they changed the entirety of Thor when they released Ragnarok, okay? There's a reason why that works so much better. And it's because Thor 1 was not good. All right, I'm just throwing that out there. Next up, number 30, Thor the Dark World.
Yeah. Better, like more story, but not any better.
Like, no, it was the only thing that made it better to us was the Loki and Thor stuff.
Yes.
That was the only thing, because retroactively, Ragnarok made us care more about Loki.
Yes.
And seeing them interact in Thor 2, because Ragnarok had already come out by the time we rewatched this. So seeing them together in Thor 2 made it better.
Yeah.
In our opinion. I don't think it's a better story. I just think if I had to watch one or the other, I would enjoy Thor 2 a little bit, just a very little bit more.
Yeah.
I would say they're both equally not great. Number 29, Black Widow. We were very low on this one. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Like, here's the thing. There's like 4 tiers for our Marvel list, okay? You got number 1, which is like 5-star amazing, some of the greatest movies ever made, okay?
Yeah.
Like some of our favorite movies of all time. That's like tier 1, right? Tier 2 are, these movies are fantastic. These are just really great movies, right? Number 3 is like, yeah, this was fun. This was a good movie. And then number 4 is, it's not great.
We drug our feet through this.
Yeah. I said 4. There's probably a 5th level. I don't know if I'd include Thor with the, this is not great.
Yeah.
But I would almost say I hate it. But anyway, so Black Widow, it's like, it's right at the edge of the 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not...
Yeah. Sorry.
You're fine. I think what was weird about it was that it felt... One, it was out of time.
Yeah.
Like, the place it was released felt like there were no stakes. We'd already seen her die in Endgame.
Yeah. Like, there's...
We knew where the story was going. That it felt like the way it was like filmed and stuff. And I don't know, to me it felt like the same level as like Falcon and Winter Soldier. And not a knock against Falcon and Winter Soldier, but like obviously that's a TV show. But Black Widow still kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
And granted, this was one of the first MCU movies we ever watched for the first time at home. And that could have been why, right? It just felt flat to me. Now, if we watch the series in chronological order and we watch it before we watch Infinity War, maybe better.
Maybe.
But yeah. Next up at number 28, we need to go back and do this. Okay? I think we need to go back and redo this. I think those 3 won't move, but I think some of these would be in different spots now. And because we've added it as we've watched them the first time, some things are in the wrong spots, right? Like, we're much cooler on some movies now than we were when we first watched them.
Yeah.
Right. That being said, at number 28 is Iron Man 2. And I'm sad. I'm really sad. Because Justin Hammer alone should put this way higher. Okay? Like, I'm so sad that that's number 28. It's not a great movie.
No, it's not.
It's fine. It is
fine.
Good. It is a good movie. It's not great, right? So it is definitely 3rd tier Marvel, but it's God. Number 27, The Incredible Hulk. Now, it's funny that a lot of the earlier ones are the lowest on the list.
Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk, again, I like The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird now seeing it
Yeah.
with Edward Norton because Mark Ruffalo has just defined that character. And there's a lot of stuff that doesn't pay off, you know. But as far as like just a Hulk movie goes, I like it. I still enjoy it. Number 26, Iron Man 3. I did not think this would be higher than Iron Man 2 the first time I watched it. I was super low on Iron Man 3. But I've come around to enjoy it. I just been talking a lot.
No.
Okay. Anytime you want to.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you go.
Number 25, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Again, not my favorite. It's not. I don't know. I feel honestly at this point I would probably put Age of Ultron lower.
Yeah,
than
we get
Iron Man
Wanda
2.
out of it, but
Yeah, but it's not.
it's not the best.
Especially, all the stuff with Joss Whedon is kind of like
Yeah.
recolored and contextualized everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's good Hawkeye stuff in it. Number 24, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love Sam Wilson as Captain America. That entire final piece where he's in the suit, all the stuff with him and Bucky, top tier. Everything else in that show is kind of garbage. Like the whole thing with Sharon Carter, the whole thing with the like who the head of like the bad stuff. Yeah, I know they had to edit a lot of stuff because of COVID and like some of the stuff had to do with the deadly virus, and that kind of screwed with the whole series. And that sucks, and that's unfortunate because I think when we get a Cap 4 and it's got Bucky and Sam in it, I think that movie's gonna be top of the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But this show, I just feel like really suffered
because of the certain events that was going on in the world.
Yeah, unfortunately. Number 23, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'd say this is probably where we get to the good, right? So this is all those were like tier 4. This is tier 3.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp, ton of fun. I think it kind of suffered again from being between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
And that's when we would have ranked this.
Yeah.
And so again, it just feels pointless a little bit. But in watching it, we rewatched some of these in chronological order back a couple months ago, last year, I think. And then thoroughly enjoyed it. Like watching it before Infinity War, it works a lot better.
Yes.
When you've got just Civil War, because I think we watched Spider-Man and then Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think is how we did it.
I think so.
Because it ends right at Infinity War. So like just tonally, that was a really, really fun way to go. Number 22, The Eternals. I really liked The Eternals.
It's a different Marvel movie, but it has a good story.
The reason it's low on the list, lowish, because like the top like 12 or 15 are perfect. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's not like it's like that low in comparison, but it's just when you think of MCU movies, there's a certain tone, there's a certain comedy, and like I'm all for spreading your wings and trying out different things. I'm all for that. But like if we're ranking these against MCU movies, what do you expect from an MCU movie? You know, I would put Eternals higher on a list of like quality films than I would put it on a list of Marvel films.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that make sense?
Definitely, yeah.
Because it's well done, completely well done. Not to even mention some of the visuals. Can we talk about the visuals yet? Like it's on Disney Plus. I feel like it's
beautiful.
Enough time has passed.
Yeah.
Okay, the freaking Celestials.
Yes. I
mean, my God, if they actually do Galactus, if they can do that in the Eternals,
they can
do Galactus. I mean, that blew my mind. The fact that we were seeing that size of character against the Earth, like in space, I freaking loved that so much.
And the freaking hand that was coming out of the Earth.
Yes, well, I'm thinking even at the end where like he took the Eternals back, and like you can just see his face. It kind of reminded me. This is so lame. It kind of reminded me of Fortnite when we fought Galactus, but that was awesome.
It was.
Oh my God, I loved that so much. Eternals, man. That should go higher on the list. That's all this section is going to be. This is all this is. It should be higher. Iron Man, number 21. It's the first one, and honestly, things just got better from there. Yeah. And that's why, like, we respect it. Yeah. But that's why it's a little low. Obviously the Tony Stark stuff was great. the Jon Favreau stuff, Pepper Potts, but again, the side characters and stuff, like it's just they figured out, like they couldn't have done it without Iron Man, but like they refined Iron Man throughout the rest of the series.
Yes.
Number 20, first Avengers movie, the actual first Avengers movie, not the first Avenger, Captain America, but Avengers. Again, one of those, it kicked things off like the first time they did it. I think that's why we put a hair above Iron Man, because they actually made it work.
Yes.
And that was still up in the air if that could even happen. But they made it work. But again, it's at this point when you watch that against something like Infinity War or even Civil War, it feels kind of quaint.
Yeah, it does.
Like Loki feels kind of generic, you know, like especially after seeing Loki grow so much in later stuff. So, anywho, number 19, Captain America: The First Avenger. I love this movie. And I love the feel of it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But again, they just kept refining, kept making it better. Number 18, Hawkeye. Kind of surprised it's as high as it is in retrospect, but at the same time, like,
if you think about what all happened, especially towards the end,
she was great in it.
Yes. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. She was great in it. If she hadn't been in it, Jeremy Renner did really good too.
Jeremy Renner was really, really good.
I feel like she made it. And that kind of made Black Widow better because it did pay off. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I liked this. I liked this Christmas.
We got Kingpin.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Shit, I forgot.
That's the first thing. Like, aside from Haley Steinfeld, that's what else that came to my brain.
And that was fantastic, especially because then Spider-Man. Yeah. Anyway, number 17. I thought this was higher. WandaVision. I thought we put that higher.
You got to think about what all's ahead of this.
I know. It's like
you got to quit.
I feel like the next one, people will argue that WandaVision should be higher than, but then I think after that, like, it's all bangers. So like we at this point have moved into the A tier, not the S tier, not yet, but we're in the A tier. So these are top notch, great movies.
And we rewatched WandaVision, and that kind of,
I enjoyed it more. I'd say I'd probably rank it higher now because I'm not reeling from the Ralph Boner stuff. Nothing against Ralph Boner, it was fine, but like,
how dare you?
No, it's fine. It's just, I get it more now. I'm more fine with it now. But like in the moment, going from, oh my God, they're actually giving us the X-Men from the Fox universe to, oh, it's a dick joke. Like that sucked, like that hit hard, right? And like, it's fine if that's what they wanted to do. And then the whole thing about the guy that plays Vision saying he couldn't wait to act.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Yeah. There was a lot of expectations that were dropped.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we hit it so a little bit lower. But at the same time, I was telling this to Billy, I feel like it didn't, the second go round, it didn't hit as high. Yeah. Like excitement, but it also, I didn't bottom out as much either.
Yeah,
like it's more just a consistent story. Yeah. So,
agreed.
Interesting to see where that would end up if we re-rank them. All right, number 16, Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man. Ant-Man. Ants. If you don't know that promo, go watch that.
Watch Ant-Man.
Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd. It's like 16 seconds.
Like they told them do anything, and that's what they did.
All they say is ants over and over. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so great. Honestly, it's so funny. It's just a funny movie.
Yeah, it is,
and it's fun. It is a lot of fun, and maybe one of my favorite Falcon moments in the entire MCU.
Yeah, that is right.
That I love that. And Michael Pena, the way that he was doing the voice while everybody was mouthing what he was saying.
The other guy, that's
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really like that one. Number 15, and I think, no, I'm gonna say we're still in A tier.
Yeah,
still in A tier. I think S tier starts at 7.
Okay.
So 15 to 8, we're in A tier. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, number 15. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's high on the
It's
list.
high. It is high.
One of my favorite movies. Just like one of my personal favorite movies. But we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Sorry, I was about to start talking
I was about
about
to look at you and be like, no.
So I love Guardians 2 as well. There was the only thing that held it back was like at the end when Peter had superpowers. It just, I hate when they do stuff like that.
It's like forced.
It reminded me of Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer when Chris Evans has all the powers of the Fantastic Four. Like it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, ah.
Yeah.
I mean, but don't get me wrong. There was enough of other stuff.
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
Yondu stuff was phenomenal. You know, and of course, Baby Groot will always be in our hearts.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, number 14. People are gonna think we're stupid with this list. Jesus, we're really putting our hearts on the line here. Number 14, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Fantastic movie. The only reason it's lower is because they did things better later.
They did things better later.
That's the only thing is. The only reason it's low is because everything's so good. Like, it's not that it's bad. Winter Soldier is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's an A+ movie, right?
Yeah.
But it's not S tier. When you hear S tier, I think you'll agree. But my God. Number 13, Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. It's Spider-Man. It's hard to not rank Spider-Man high, unfortunately. Far From Home is the lowest ranked of our Spider-Man movies in the MCU. I love Jake Gyllenhaal in it. I think that turn is one of the best turns in MCU. Still makes me so excited every time. I think the Mysterio scene, where it's all the dream sequence, that whole thing is nuts.
Yeah.
Peter losing his mind.
Yes.
And then of course the ending, just the punch in the face of and now everybody knows who Peter Parker is, you know, and J.K. Simmons. I mean, that was a big deal, you know. So, number 12, Doctor Strange. He used to be higher. He used to be higher on the list.
But because they did it, like he showed up in more.
Mm-hmm. No, it's great.
We did do a movie commentary on subscribe to the $1 level on patreon.com.
Yeah. Such hopefully awesome.
Doctor Strange is probably one of my favorite Marvel characters.
You can hear us go off about Doctor Strange for 2 hours.
Benedict
great.
Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing as him. Just leaves you one more. Even when they filmed that, he walked into a comic book store dressed as Doctor Strange and bought a comic, and awesome. Just it's a really good movie. I was even telling one of my coworkers the other day how much she said how much she loved Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, and I was like, from the last Spider-Man movie, and I was like, have you even watched the first one? And she said no. I was like,
watch it. Yeah,
you need to watch it. And then she's like, he's such a good actor. I said, have you watched Sherlock? And I know that's a whole other pill to swallow, but I told her, I said, you need to watch that too.
Yeah, for sure. Sherlock's phenomenal.
I said, that really shows how great of an actor he really is. And she's like, oh, okay. And she walked out the door. I'm like,
that's the thing, is like, we keep talking about how great Multiverse of Madness is going to be because of its ties to the MCU and stuff, but like, it is a sequel to Doctor Strange.
It is,
which is exciting to and of itself.
And like, not only that, the director, like
Sam Raimi. But did you know they replaced Michael Giacchino as the composer with Danny Elfman?
I figured they would.
I'm so sad.
I know, but Sam Raimi and Danny Elfman, I think it's like him and Bruce Campbell. They're friends.
They're buddies.
It goes hand in hand.
Oh no! All right, number 11, Black Panther. Phenomenal movie. Again, we're still in A tier. The only reason it's not higher is because even though Michael B. Jordan was phenomenal, I would say
one
the best part.
Yeah.
Like his whole character arc, like that, his story was amazing, and the Black Panther story was amazing. It's just the ending is two dudes in a Black Panther suit fighting, and like that alone was enough to drag it just a little down. Right, if they had just done something just a hair more, but I mean, in like the vibrating train and stuff, it just felt like the rest of the movie was in the director's hands, was in Ryan Coogler's hands, and it felt like they were like, okay, but this part has to be this, and like you don't really get to depict anything for it, and like that sucks. But I mean, I love Black Panther. It was in our top 5 until it got knocked down. obviously there are many reasons why we love that movie. Yeah. Number 10, we got Captain Marvel.
Heck yeah.
I know, you love her.
I love it.
It was fun revisiting.
The 90s.
Yeah, revisiting the MCU in the 90s was a blast. Number 8, Loki.
Yeah.
Which
was a good show.
I'm sorry, number 9. Number 9 is Loki.
So good.
Fantastic.
King.
It's definitely the best show
Yeah.
that we have on here. Moon Knight.
We're still in the process of watching that one. Yeah.
We'll see how it ends. If the past 2 episodes are any indication, could be very high on the list. First few weren't my favorite. It was fine. It's just, it was fun. All right. Number 8, Shang-Chi.
I love that movie. I'm trying to hold back a sneeze.
Honestly, I loved Shang-Chi so much.
So good.
And especially, spoilers, full on spoilers. The dragon at the end of it, like,
so good.
God, and the story of him and his sister, and even his dad, and like the fact that they saved the Mandarin, like that they fixed that whole thing, like, and that Trevor Slattery was even in it, like, that they leaned into that, like, because they didn't have to. They didn't have to. Iron Man 3 and just not worry about it. They fixed it,
Yeah.
God, I love that movie. We need to rewatch that scene.
Oh, yes.
All right, here we are. S tier. All of these are perfect. Okay, I would not change any of them at any time. I could rearrange these.
Okay.
And they're all top tier.
All right.
Number 7, Thor Ragnarok.
Heck yeah.
Oh my god, and especially with Love and Thunder
coming up,
dude. I can't wait. Taika Waititi. I mean, what else to say? Number 6, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Because, it was Spider-Man in the MCU. And that movie's still good.
It is still good.
Like, and the Vulture in it, and all the stuff with the
Michael Keaton,
teens growing up, and like the school stuff.
Yeah.
And God, it was awesome.
It was good just seeing him as a teenager.
Yeah, and learning, not being perfect, but also seeing him enjoy life a little bit too. Mm-hmm. It's so good. God, I love that movie. Number 5, and it pains me a little, Guardians of the Galaxy. Love this.
I know,
movie.
that's his baby.
It's on my top movies of all time. Just quick, I know we gotta hurry and get out of here, but the scene where at the end of it, when he opens the gift from his mom. Yeah. And it's I can't even talk about it.
You want me
to
say
talk about it? No.
Okay.
But it's Awesome Mix Volume 2.
Yeah.
Like, just that alone just is a perfect. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I don't think. All. No.
And like, what a perfect way to end that. Love that.
That was
God.
Sweet.
Number 4, Civil War. I would have thought this would be number 1, but again, everything's such a banger.
That was the setup to what's number 1 for us.
Civil War is Winter Soldier, but better. Yeah, that's why it's higher than Winter Soldier, because Winter Soldier is fantastic. But then Civil War amped it up to 11.
And also Civil War gave us Black Panther.
It gave us Black Panther. It gave us Spider-Man.
And it gave us Spider-Man.
It gave us giant Ant-Man. Oh, yeah. Let's not forget that.
That is right. We take it.
Dude,
wow.
Avengers Infinity War. Not really much to say about that. Other than, you already know. Mm-hmm. Number 3. Number 2, and this was a tough one, but after rewatching it, I'm pretty sure we agreed that we put it in the right spot. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yes. Number 2. It's perfect. And it's hard. It is hard ranking it against Endgame. It is. It's hard. But it's really good. At the end of the day, Endgame had a better story. Yeah. This story was fantastic. Yeah. But Endgame paid off 10 other stories at the same time.
That's true.
And like, as much as it was great seeing Toby and Andrew back, and it was, and that will always
forever
be a special
in our
moment.
Hearts.
Yeah, that will always be a special moment. Especially, Andrew grabbing MJ almost puts this over the top, Yeah. But Endgame is just too perfect. Obviously, number 1, Endgame. Phenomenal movie. Yeah. Oh, goodness. So we're in a fun spot here. Maggie actually is getting ready to leave. So we're gonna say goodbye to Maggie.
Bye.
And I'll wrap up the show. We didn't even do the movie quiz. Yeah, we still got a little bit. Yeah. I'll tell you what, we're gonna pause. Okay. We got a couple things we gotta do that are time based. So we'll come back. Okay. We'll finish this up.
Okay.
Maggie will look a little different.
I might have a different shirt on, and my hair might be a tad bit shorter.
So we'll come back.
And it's all cool.
We'll wrap up the story. We'll wrap up the episode, and we'll do our movie quiz.
Yeah.
And it'll also be nighttime. So.
Yay!
All right. We will return, and we're back. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw us 2 seconds ago. We just saw you like 7 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's that's how time works. It's all wibbly wobbly.
Tommy-wommy stuff.
Get it?
Yeah.
It was about 7 hours ago. Because it's 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
It's 2:30.
It doesn't feel like it should be 9:30 at night.
I know, it's ridiculous. So, there at the end of the last time we talked, we kind of ran through our ranking. We was blazing through it there at the end. So, we're not, I mean, we said all we wanted to say about it, but, you know, we're slowing it down a second because I felt like we was going like 10,000 miles an hour there at the end. And still didn't make it, but it's fine because here we are back to finish it.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed this little interlude. So, of course, we've talked about the Doctor Strange 2 spoiler promos and stuff. We've talked about our current ranking. Next, I kind of want to talk about just the state of the MCU. As in, like, since Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're in phase 4. You know, things have been kind of, oddly enough, the world's been normal, right? But these movies have been thrown around a little bit. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason at all why that would have happened, right? I wish I could find this. Let me see if I can find this. So originally, yeah, my thumb is too big. Originally, I was trying to hit an app for listeners. The Phase 4 rollout was much different than what we got. Let's see if we can find this. All right, so get this. This is the original rollout. Okay. May 1st, 2020 was supposed to be Black Widow. Fall 2020 was supposed to be, like, I'm gonna say them in order. Okay. Black Widow was May 1st, 2020. Falcon and Winter Soldier was fall 2020. Eternals was November 6th, 2020. Shang-Chi was February 12th, 2021. WandaVision was spring 2021. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was May 7th, 2021.
Wow.
Loki was spring 2021. What If was summer 2021. Hawkeye was fall 2021. Thor Love and Thunder was November 5th, 2021. And Spider-Man, of course, would have been December 2021. It didn't move. So what we ended up getting, I mean, this has been totally thrown around. WandaVision came out first.
Yeah.
And then Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And then Black Widow. And then Shang-Chi. No, wait. Loki.
Yeah,
we had 3 shows before we got a movie.
Yeah.
So
because they already had those done.
Yeah. So then Loki, then Black Widow, Shang-Chi, then Eternals. So those flipped. And then Eternals, we got Hawkeye and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I didn't say What If. What If was in there. And then we're getting ready to get Doctor Strange and Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And Moon Knight's not even mentioned on here.
No.
Because they hadn't announced those until a little bit later. Yeah, that's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that these movies change so much, like, do you think that that's affected how the story has rolled out?
Well, like you said, What If would have originally happened after Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that would have been really weird. I think, to me, it would be, because we've watched it and we've already seen things happen in the promos that we know come from What If.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel if things were flipped. If we got to see Multiverse of Madness first and then watch What If. Like, yeah, we get more context as to where some of those characters came from.
Okay, so you're saying like in Doctor Strange, if the negative Doctor Strange is in it, we're assuming that instead of it almost be like we're seeing a prequel.
Yeah.
Oh, and if we see Captain Carter, that's almost like setting up seeing her story to where What If is more of a prequel series.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that would have been...
It
would have been better.
Yeah. Better?
Yeah, I think so. Because, like, currently, I mean, as we talked about in our ranking, we didn't even count What If. You know? Like, it just felt so detached. Like, it was fun. You know, some of the stories were really good.
Yeah.
But it just kind of felt inconsequential.
Yeah.
You know? And we may be proven wrong on that. But if we had seen Captain Carter, you know, and then we had seen evil Doctor Strange, and they end up teaming up together, you know, imagine us seeing evil Doctor Strange, and being like, man, he is so evil, and then finding out why he's that evil, and then seeing him and Captain Carter, and evil Doctor Strange actually like redeeming himself by the end of the series, you know. You're right. I mean, that would have been a much better... That would have totally recolored it. I wonder if it changed some of the stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Did they have to change any of the episodes?
Well, I know they had to rework a couple of things with Spider-Man from where it got shifted to coming out after... Or it came out before, where it was originally supposed to come out after. And, like, there's this whole thing in Shang-Chi where, you know, Wong is in it.
Yeah, Wong shows up.
And so, like, okay, so originally, I mean, I guess, we already said we're talking spoilers. So originally, no, okay. I was going to say maybe at the end when it says that the rings are calling to somebody, if maybe that actually had played into the Eternals. But the Eternals was always planned to come out before.
Yeah.
So the fact that it came out after, it actually didn't change much. And WandaVision was supposed to be like moments before Doctor Strange, and it's been in like a year and a half. Like it was supposed to come out spring 2021. Doctor Strange was May 7th, 2021. And then Loki would have been right after that, which would have delved more into the multiverse, which set up Kang. And so it's almost like Doctor Strange was supposed to be somewhat the kickoff.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I say kickoff. It was the 6th piece.
Yeah.
In this, but still, like movie-wise, you know, Black Widow, of course, was what it was. Eternals was what it was. Shang-Chi, I guess, would have been pretty much the kickoff. But really, us delving into this whole multiverse side of Phase 4. Obviously, Phase 4 is a very multiverse-focused thing. You know, having that come before Loki, before What If. I mean, before Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, like that would have helped kind of set up the rules. It's like, it has felt a little disjointed. Yeah. You know, it's been great. I mean, I've loved everything that's come out of it, but still, it's wild. And actually, you know, speaking of things being flipped around, we actually got some news yesterday. A couple of things was announced. John Watts, the director of the 3 Spider-Man MCU movies, was tapped to direct Fantastic Four, and he's actually left the project. Sucks. I loved him.
He's really good.
And like, you know, it would have been nice to have somebody that I trust implicitly, like him with, I mean, the way he handled Spider-Man, which, you know, was the 3rd reboot of Spider-Man, you know, and he still made it feel like it was brand new character. It would have been nice to have him handle the Fantastic Four. It really, really makes me wonder how they're gonna go. And like, it seems like it was. He said that he was kind of burned out doing superhero stuff. Well, I can get that. He's done 3 Spider-Man movies in 6 years. Yeah. Including during a pandemic. Yeah. You know?
Also, he had to deal with 3 Spider-Men at the last film.
That's true. and just trying to weave all that together and stuff. And I mean, this last Spider-Man movie had, layers and layers of complications on it. Just the whole Tom Holland wanting to still be a part of the MCU and Sony and Marvel kind of splitting. So, I mean, I don't blame him at all. I really wonder who they'll get to replace him.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. I could see him getting, like, can't think of his name, but the guy that did Ant-Man. Oh my God. Oh my God. What if, I forget what his name is, but it's the director of Ant-Man. But what if this won't happen? Okay, this isn't going to happen.
Vin Diesel.
That's a good callback. Even though for us that was 8 hours ago.
Yes.
What if they got Edgar Wright? They're not going to. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What if they did? No, his whole thing was he didn't want to have to play in the Marvel, mechanism. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of someone that could handle, like, family. Because that's the thing, is, like, Fantastic Four is family. It's also somewhat funny, somewhat cosmic, oh, geez. God, give it to Taika Waititi. Oh, that's my God. Oh, my God, I would die. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. That's what I want. No. That's what I want. Oh, jeez.
I want him and I don't think he'll do it. If they asked him, maybe he would. James Gunn.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, he handled a whole group of people.
No, absolutely.
For first movie, made us care about them.
He could 100% do it. 100%. The Fantastic Four, to me, has to be just a hair more family friendly, right? Like, they're not a lot. Like, I say family friendly in the same way like Ant-Man is family friendly.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Just tonally.
Yeah.
Even though they're both comedies. Like, there's just... Guardians is just a slight edgier thing.
Yeah.
And, like, the Fantastic Four kind of have similar ideals as, like, Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, they're altruistic. And so I don't want to see a jaded Fantastic Four. Like, I don't want that at all. Gotcha. that could play more in like an X-Men thing. Like people freaking hate them.
Yeah.
But like with the Fantastic Four, they're almost. It should feel like Spider-Man. Like that's the problem. Right? Is like he did such a great job. Now, okay, here. I mean, what if they got Mark Webb? He did Amazing Spider-Man. Imagine, give Mark Webb a movie without Sony interfering in it.
Yeah.
I think he could do. I mean, he was able to make Amazing Spider-Man 2 as good as he did. I mean, 500 Days of Summer also.
Yeah.
And apparently he's directing the live-action adaptation of Your Name. So, I mean... Jeez. That could almost work. Although, that's a bit more romantic.
Yeah.
It's family. Like, that's the problem. And all I can think is, like, Brad Bird. Which wouldn't be bad.
No, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be bad.
But, I mean, at that point, is it just The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Like, is it just The Incredibles?
Grown-up Incredibles. Lord.
I'd watch it. But also, that's not the only thing. We also had another set of movies release get flipped. The Marvels.
Yeah.
And Ant-Man 3. They flipped the release dates. So, God, let me see. Is there like an updated...
Oh.
You okay?
My neck just popped.
Oh, God.
Sorry, everybody.
Let's see. This was January 12th, 2022. So this may not be completely up to date. But it looks like... Okay. Coming up, we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, of course. Thor: Love and Thunder. So in November... Does this not include TV shows? Man, I'd like for those to be intermixed, and they are not. Which I think we don't have hard timelines on some of these, so we'll just go with the stuff that we know. Yeah, some TV shows are in here. Okay. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's supposed to come out November 11th.
Yeah.
Which I doubt. Miss Marvel comes out summer 2022. Of course, Moon Knight has already come out. She-Hulk is scheduled for 2022.
Oh.
Secret Invasion is also scheduled for 2022.
Oh, boy.
The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special is December.
Oh, yeah.
The Marvels was supposed to be February 17th, 2023. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania was supposed to be July 28th. So now those are flipped. So Ant-Man's coming out like 5 months earlier. And the Marvels is getting pushed back 5 months. And I'm still not certain Black Panther's going to hit its date.
Well, I'll say the Marvels is probably production stuff.
Yeah.
Because you got to think of who all's in it.
Yeah, and they're already pushing...
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, like Miss Marvel's already coming out.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, that was planned to kind of be sooner together.
Unless something happens, anything.
I mean, it could be reshoots, Like, I mean, maybe they're... the next piece of this news stuff might actually shed some light on this. And then, of course, squeeze between those two, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on May 5th. So a year away. And then still to be announced is Blade and Fantastic Four. And they mentioned mutants, but nothing hard on it. And I was trying to see the head shows. Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Secret Invasion. So that's... And I know they announced a bunch of other shows, but nothing has been set with a date. So with that in mind, okay, all these changes, this stuff coming up, during Disney's presentation at CinemaCon, bring CinemaCon back, Kevin Feige, was on hand for Disney's presentation where Marvel unveiled new footage of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, among other events. During the show, Feige said that Marvel leadership is currently planning their first retreat in 3 years, which will be used to plot out the next 10 years of the MCU.
So, like, do they all just not shack up, but, like, go to, like, a cabin or something? And they all just sit down and no outside interference except for the, the stuff that they need to look up or whatever. I mean,
probably, yeah. It kind of sounds like what they would do for Lost each season. They'd get the writers together, and now theirs was probably lower scale, but it was like a 10-day or 2-week retreat, and they would plot the entire season of Lost. And like, I mean, you got to think it's Lost, for God's sake. Jeez.
But we're talking about the next 10 years.
Yeah, which looks to be probably, 40 movies? I mean, maybe 60 things, if you include all the shows.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And okay, if they're plotting out the next 10 years, so did they not do that before they started rolling out Phase 4?
I say they're like, let's see how this phase does. And then COVID hit.
It sounds so bad, though.
But then COVID hit, which they didn't... Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no. That's a word. Not...
Oh, for YouTube?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter.
We're not monetized
or nothing. Yeah. That's fine.
But... I say that kind of threw a wrench in everything, especially production and going on location. Because I know for Shang-Chi, they built the buildings in the ants where the ant lived, and everything. So they had to go there and shoot.
Yeah.
So I knew whenever they did allow production to start back up, I remember people that apparently drones or whatever, people spawn to see.
Yeah.
I remember
we watched
seeing
that behind the scenes.
Yeah, and there's pictures on the internet. They're Shang-Chi's back up. They're running production back up, and I knew that was
one of the first ones.
Yeah, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I bet they're before the pandemic hit, they're like, "Hey, let's see how Phase 4 does. I bet it'll do fantastic, and we'll all get together.
Honestly,
blah blah blah.
You're not wrong, right? Because I mean, looking at the first few that they released, that they were planning on to, like these are very much reminiscent of Phase 1 of let's set things up, right?
Yeah.
So like you had Black Widow, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Obviously, you knew what was going to happen with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Eternals, again, is
different.
an introduction.
Yeah.
Like we're still being introduced to these people. Shang-Chi, introduction. WandaVision, moving the plot along because they knew where they wanted Doctor Strange to go. I think they knew that was the plan.
That was going to be the driving force.
And then, of course, Loki, Hawkeye, they probably understood what they were going to do. What If? And Thor Love and Thunder, that's more of a Taco thing. So, like, none of these are really screaming, we're pushing to the next, none of these are Civil War, right?
Yeah.
None of these are, except for Doctor Strange, none of these feel like they really affect the greater universe. It's more like our characters are here, we need to progress them forward to the next step.
Yeah.
But this is more of a stepping stone to the next thing, more than actually being the next thing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even just thinking about like Falcon and Winter Soldier ends with him getting the suit.
Yeah.
And officially being Captain America.
Yeah.
Which the way Endgame ends, he was Captain America.
Yeah.
So like if you skip the show and you start the next movie and he's Captain America, you can fill in that gap. You know? Obviously, Shang-Chi was an introduction. But WandaVision, she lost Vision in Endgame.
Yeah.
And so, we spend this whole time dealing with her trauma. Wonderful show.
Yeah.
But again, what really changes, between them? And honestly, they may have even gone back when they had to fix some of that Spider-Man stuff and kind of increased Wanda's stuff.
Yeah. Because
just seeing how good WandaVision did. That may have not happened, but I mean, they did have a year to tinker with this.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. And like it really, short of Shang-Chi giving out the big rings calling for things, we don't really have an idea of what all this is building to.
Yeah.
Right? Like Phase 1 was building to Avengers.
Yeah.
Phase 2 started building to Thanos. Like Avengers ended with Thanos. And so we knew the stones were going to be important, right? And so they spent Phase 2 and Phase 3 building to Infinity War and Endgame. And like we knew that that's what we were aiming for, right? Like even with Thor the Dark World, we knew what we were going for. So, we're 8 things deep.
Yeah.
And like, are we aiming for Secret Wars? Are we aiming for Galactus? Are we aiming for, like what are we aiming for here? And maybe that'll be revealed after Doctor Strange. I hope. Right. I mean, mutants being a part of it.
Yeah. I have a feeling Secret Wars.
I mean, that would make sense.
I mean,
right?
that was a big story in the Marvel comics.
Yeah. And if we're leaning multiverse, like that's definitely, and it would be a good, I don't know if this is the right word, but a good cleansing.
Yeah.
Because you could use that to rewrite continuity if needed.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's a good ditch point to where if like, hey, we actually need to have an Iron Man and it's okay if it's not Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
It's because this is a new universe or whatever. We need to have mutants more intertangled in everything that's happened. Miles Morales needs to be in this. Like it's a good way to handle that without pissing off everybody because you're just rewriting for movies.
Yeah, and I don't know. All of them
at a certain point. I'm sorry.
And all of them getting together like that for that retreat.
Yeah.
It only makes you wonder and speculate. Hey, if they're gonna map out 10 more years, what big things could happen?
And let's think about this, okay? We haven't had this refresh point. If they're planning out 10 years, I would almost wager Secret Wars is on the level of Infinity War.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not on the level of Civil War. Like it's not a one Avengers movie.
Yeah.
It's a big it's a big movie, right? I mean, it could have everybody. It could have Hugh Jackman. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like, if that was the culmination, that would be 20 years of the MCU.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be a good time. I mean, honestly, it could probably use it sooner.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would at least be a good time to say, okay, we're not starting over, but if you've not seen the past 20 years of MCU movies, you don't have to have seen those.
No.
Because this is a new universe. It still has everything you love, but we're not continuing with all that.
Yeah.
Which is what comics do a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Because it's not Star Wars. You know, I know Star Wars has endured for, 50 years or whatever, but that's also 9 movies, plus the extras, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, we're already 34 films deep.
Yeah.
And we've got another 10 years. I mean, we could be at literally 100 movies, like 100 projects in the MCU before this next 10 years is over,
Kevin Feige's just planning out his retirement.
I mean, on 10 years, I mean, he could, he could. I could totally see him leaving. And yeah, that's nuts. I can't believe we're thinking that far.
Yeah.
Now, what's crazy is like, we're probably overthinking it because Secret Wars is like, we're setting up the multiverse heavy in phase 4. So we could very easily do Secret Wars as this year's Avengers, right? Or this phase's Avengers. Because you also not only have to do an Avengers movie of some sort, and I use that as a term, not as an actual, it doesn't have to be called the Avengers. It's just the team up, right? It's whatever, whenever you get all the people together, whatever that is. Like, you have to do that, and you have to be the first one since Endgame to do that.
Yeah.
So you have to go big. Yeah. And so maybe it's not the right call. Like, you can't just do phase 1, 2, and 3 again, because we're already in we've already done phase 3. We already did Endgame. You can't go back to the first Avengers,
No, you can't.
So yeah. I don't know. That's mainly just the stuff I was wanting to cover before we jetted out. Just, talking about Doctor Strange and where all this stuff is going to go. It's definitely interesting, Yeah. And things could change. The bottom could fall out of this, I mean, it's doubtful that the Marvel movies will stop making money. And it's very doubtful.
It's very doubtful. I mean, they're even, I think they're more or less trying to dip their toes into it, just to see how everybody reacts to it with Moon Knight. Yeah. The dark heroes, like the darker versions, the ones that are mercenaries and stuff. And Blade is supposed to help out with that too, like help fill out that world even more. Yeah, it's like the dark side, or not Star Wars. The dark universe, kind of thing. Not not that. Not the dark universe. That's a thing. But like, there's that also going on.
So do you think we could reach a point where, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this. From a marketing standpoint, I don't think it'll be actually called this. I don't think they're ever going to want to undervalue anything. Right? The Marvel name is too strong to say this doesn't really matter. Like, if you like Spider-Man, you don't have to watch this one. Yeah. Right? Like, I don't think they're going to do that. But do you think that they may start segmenting the movies into, like, different branches? So, like, let me tell you what I'm thinking. So, like, Shang-Chi, the Ten Rings, could easily be calling out to an Eternal. Yeah. Okay. Or not an Eternal, Celestial. Yes. Right? Galactus, whatever. I doubt it's Galactus. It could be Galactus, but so like Shang-Chi and Eternals and probably Thor, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe even Guardians, maybe. Like, those are all dealing with that.
Yeah.
Right. And then we got like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Wanda.
Yeah.
And Loki and What If. All kind of dealing with this multiverse thing. Right. Like that's kind of the thread. Right. And then now, you know, we've got I guess like maybe like the Marvels and Hawkeye, Captain America, Bucky, of course, Black Widow, like, and all those are kind of threaded together.
Yeah.
And then this new Dark Side, where we've got Blade and Moon Knight. Mm-hmm. And now, just to be clear, you know, they obviously at the end of Eternals, they set up the Black Knight, is that his name? Which Blade was apparently in that.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, that movie, even though it's dealing more on the Eternals or the Celestial side, it still has a thread that kind of connects it. Right?
That's
but they're not all like Guardians synced up with Avengers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe they don't all have to sync up by the time we get to that. That's more like maybe the syncing of IP is Secret Wars, right? But before we get there, we're gonna have big events, and like some people from those may be in it, but it may not be all of them, right? Like each one of these groups that I just mentioned, they'll all be in the team up groups of that, right? Like a Dark Avengers or whatever. The Celestials dealing with the Fantastic Four may show up, and have to deal with Galactus, but that also has Shang-Chi involved and Thor and the Guardians, you know.
So it's going to be a really complicated family tree.
Yeah. And then you get to Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Which brings everybody together.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what they do. You know, maybe instead of getting like an Avengers each year that brings all the IP together, maybe we get like not a smaller Avengers, because it's still a tentpole. It's still a huge undertaking. It's still a grouping of people. But like, instead of having 40 people, you have 15.
Yeah.
And like, I would rather have that. I would rather have 4 of those leading up to Secret Wars than to have Secret Wars and Secret Wars and Secret Wars and Secret Wars, you know? Yeah. Because at a certain point, it's too big. You know, like nothing matters. Yeah. Because if you make every single movie the same stakes as Endgame, then at a certain point you stop caring. You know? Yeah. And like a Galactus threat dealing with like all the Earth stuff, Fantastic Four, the Celestials and all that stuff, paying off what the Eternals had set up. And then maybe, you know, Cap is there. Yeah. But it's still maybe just a little too above his capability, you know? Like that could be really fun. And also, you know, dealing with, you know, vampires and zombies and, you know, things that go bump in the night, right? But like maybe you also have Thor coming in for that. Or Hawkeye. Yeah. You know, like he's just like, I don't know what the heck any of this crap is, you know? So like you still get that intermixing of the two, but it's more like cherry cola and not suicide. Yeah. That might be the best like interpretation, the best example of what I'm trying to say.
Oh boy.
You know, like you're mixing 2 drinks at the fountain to make this movie instead of like 27 drinks. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. So what is there anything you'd like to see over the next, you know, several, let's say like we just finished the Infinity Saga, right? So in this next saga, whatever that may be, we'll say it's the Multiverse Saga. Yeah. Is there anything in that you would like to see?
I mean, I want some X-Men.
Hey, you know what? Actually, they would fit really well in that Cap, Hawkeye, Black Widow. Like, if they were also dealing, because that gets very political. Yeah. Right? And like Captain America stuff is obviously political. So I mean, being able to delve into that with them Because that's the problem is you've got that never made sense was like people hate mutants, but like the Fantastic Four are beloved. You know, the Avengers are beloved, and so like why do people hate mutants? You know, like and I get it that it's a guys, right? So we can talk about, you know, being homophobic or being racist, you know, like obviously that's why, but like what's the actual reason in the story, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they have powers and I don't.
I guess. Thank God they're not having to do
that.
Inhumans,
That whole sentence was about student loans.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's actually really good. Well, I could see like if it's all because of Wanda, and like people kind of already hate Wanda. Yeah. Then, you know,
I'd say let's just get rid of them all.
Yeah, we hate mutants now because Wanda sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
And then somebody goes, "Why were you wearing a Spider-Man shirt?" Or no, they wouldn't know. Yeah, they do know Spider-Man.
What are you talking about? I'm so lost right now.
Well, like, you know, you just said it a while ago. Like, people hate mutants.
Okay, yes.
But then they love Fantastic Four and the Avengers. But then, like, in this universe, I could see somebody say, "I hate Wanda, let's get rid of them all." Yeah, and then they're, like, still wearing a Spider-Man shirt. And you're like, what are you doing?
It's almost like people have bad opinions about others, even when they claim that they respect others. It's almost like imagine if people were like trying to say that they're like good people, right? That they're like doing good to others, right? But
in retrospect,
they actually saying like we got to do good to others. But they also say, like, go back to where you came from or something, right? Like, it's almost like imagine if there was, like, a group of people, okay, that, like, wanted, like, if they like, looked up to this guy, right, that was, like, really cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know, treated everybody nice, said, hey, you should just treat other people the way you would like for them to treat you. You know? Yeah. And if they like look to
Willy
him
Wonka
for a way to live your life, right?
Guidance in their life.
Yes. So like if they look to him and then they said, you know what we should do to show the same love that guy showed us, we should build a wall to keep everybody away. You know? Yeah. It'd almost be like if they... Because that would really suck. Like, they would be really horrible people.
They would be.
And, like, wouldn't really understand anything that one dude was telling them all about. You know? It's crazy.
It is crazy.
I digress.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's all I got on here. That's we never really finished the question. I want to see Galactus before this phase is all.
Yeah, I figured Galactus is probably in there somewhere. God, they just don't want to.
Please. I just want to see Galactus.
I think they have to build up more. I think with
Eternals.
Celestial? Yeah, the Eternals. Yeah. I think there needs to be more there. Which I know that post credit scene with Harry Styles gives a lot of people their head scratching or whatever.
Yeah. God, that was weird.
That was really weird.
That was the weirdest one.
I think that needs to be explored a little bit further, just so we could get more context about it. Like, because there's some people that don't know anything about this, and they watch this because they like the stories and stuff. But I feel like there just needs to be either like one more movie or some stuff thrown in.
I don't think they're gonna make another Eternals movie.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I don't think it made enough, and I think their stories will play out in other movies.
That's what I was trying to say. Like maybe throw this person in this movie. Or
I could see them popping up in like a Guardians or a Thor. You know, I could see them doing that. I think there just needs to be a little bit more context there before Galactus hits. I mean, here's what I want. Okay, there are three things. Okay, there are three things that will make me shit my pants in the theater. Okay. No, there are 3 things that literally, Maggie, I will lose my freaking mind. Okay.
Number 1.
I will be crying and screaming and laughing. Okay.
Right. Number 1. What's the first?
Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Right.
Duh.
We're watching it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is all I want. Out of nowhere,
he pops up.
He just flies in. They're like, what the hell is this? And he's like, your world is coming to an end. Boom, done. Credits, right? Like we aren't expecting it. The movie's over, and not even a post-credit scene. It's fine if it's a post-credit scene, but I want literally him to fly in and Thor's knocking back a cold one, and he's like, we did it. Oh, look, a shooting star, make a wish. Oh, wait, it's actually a silver guy on a surfboard. I hope he says it exactly like that.
Piss off, ghost.
Oh my God.
Like, there's a shiny thing. There's a man. There's a man. Yeah, Korg. There's a man on a board. This is Fortnite.
Obviously, Galactus.
Yeah.
The Silver Surfer and Galactus go hand in hand, but I feel like that's 2 different events that'll happen. Especially after seeing the way the Celestials look in Eternals. Like, they can do it.
They can do it.
They can actually, it won't be a cloud. It'll be real. It'll be an actual Galactus. And that makes me crazy, okay? Lastly, and you know this one. I don't know if everyone is aware of this, but Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah.
They put Horse Thor in a movie in live action.
But he'll die.
I'll die.
They already got a statue of his head in Ragnarok, and he died.
I will die. Okay.
Listen, if he shows up in Love and Thunder, and
it's over.
The next thing you know, it's just me sitting here talking to you all. It's because Matt's in the hospital.
That's true.
And I'm breaking the news to you all, and I'm running everything by myself. That's when you all should get scared. It's because Matt was almost killed by the fact that he saw with his own eyes Horse Thor.
Horse Thor, man. Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill all the way.
Can you imagine how stressed out I'd be?
My original idea for Beta Ray Bill. So when Joss Whedon, who sucks now, but when he was directing Avengers, right? He had but a few years earlier, he had done a little thing called Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, throughout Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog, there is the bad guy of the series named Bad Horse. Okay. At the end of Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog, we finally see the Bad Horse. Okay. The actual Bad Horse.
Yeah.
And it is a horse.
Yeah.
It is a full life horse, okay? So my original idea was for Joss Whedon to bring this horse back and put Thor's helmet on. That's it. That's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. And now it's going to be an actual thing. And it's Beta Ray Bill, God willing, his first appearance will be directed by Taika Waititi, and I'll die, Maggie. I will die.
But just clarify, everybody. It has not been confirmed that Beta Ray Bill's in it. It's
there
only
are
speculation.
There are theories
that he may have been taken out,
just like the Spider-Men, where the Spider Boys.
Yeah, until a Brazilian trailer proved
the lizard's face.
Yes,
get jackknifed.
I bet somebody called down to the trailer office and said, "Okay, who messed this up?"
The trailer office.
Yeah, the trailer office. I don't know, the company that makes the trailers, whatever the heck they're called.
Could have called it the trailer park.
Trailer park. Yeah.
Get it? Trailers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll die. That's it. That's the honestly, keep Galactus, run this train straight to hell, but just give me Horse Thor, I don't even care anymore. What?
They can make... No, it won't work. I don't know. I don't see Captain Marvel falling in love with anybody. The one comic book I have where Captain Marvel works with Guardians of the Galaxy, she and nope, scratch that. Nope, it won't work because I got the two people confused in my brain, and it was I got Falcon and Rhodey confused.
Oh, War Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Captain Marvel and Rhodey in the comic book I have are boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. I was thinking of like,
I'd rather
would Falcon and her be together?
I'd rather
Nah.
Captain Marvel and Valkyrie be together. Like, just being completely honest. Like, I feel like that would be a more entertaining
She's gonna
thing.
be on her own.
They both do. That's why it would work.
No, I meant
Captain
Captain Marvel.
No, they both do though. And she'd be like, "I'm not calling you my queen."
No, Captain Marvel. She's gonna be a lone wolf up until the Marvels.
Maybe, or maybe Buzz Lightyear shows up. All right, that's it. I'm calling it. We have gone.
Oh God,
I don't
this is
even know
gonna
how
be
much
a 3-hour long podcast. Heaven help the soul that actually listens or watches
Billy,
this.
I'm sorry.
God bless you.
I'm kidding. No, I mean, hey, you know what?
If you fall asleep to us,
in
God
5
help your
years,
dreams.
in 5 years, when we are, 100,000 subs deep, and
Old and
this is all we're
decrepit.
doing. In 5 years, we're gonna be old and decrepit.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I'm gonna be like
people are
37.
our fans are gonna look back to this episode and they're gonna say that is why I subscribe to them. That's why, because they go off the rails about stupid shit for way too long, but they always do it in a fun, funny way.
Yeah, Maggie yawns her head off. And her eyelids look like they're going to shut on
What's
her.
funny
any
is
second.
I'm gonna do a supercut of you yawning.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And like for our first year, it'll be all the times I opened a can and all the times that you yawned. That'll be.
I'm just feeling really tired all of a sudden. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? It's all good. I'm pretty tired too, so I think maybe we should call it a day.
Crack a star and bounce the butt. What a way to end the show. You gotta wake him up. There we go.
Crack the stars to crack the joke. It's a
Beautiful joke.
Three guys are sitting in the longest joke in the world. Three guys are sitting in a bar. The great fairy says, I grant you 3 wishes. The first guy responds, and the fairy...
I like the sound that it makes when his booty hits the crank. I love it.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm sorry, everybody.
See, all right, everybody. That's it. Have a hopefully awesome day. Bye.
Hey, if this is your first time watching,
Oh my God! And you made it 3 hours.
we really appreciate it. Be sure and hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment letting us know exactly where you stopped listening to the podcast. No, next week we promise. Well, we don't promise, but we're gonna try really hard to make it a shorter episode. God willing, it'll be a shorter episod.
Hey, I got a spoiler for the next show. It's gonna be long.
Well, it's gonna be a Doctor Strange review.
It's gonna be long.
It'll be a review of Doctor Strange. So as long as there's not a bunch of news, it should be fine. Our goal is an hour. That's the sad part. This is going to be over 2 hours long. And God help the people that are patrons and get the extended version. I mean, they could have watched like one half of one of the Lord of the Rings movies,
Oh, see? There's another way of using your time.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for us. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. You can rate us on your favorite podcast networks. If you watch this on YouTube, then leave a comment. And also maybe pull it up on a podcast of some kind and, listen for a little bit and give it a
rating. 5 stars.
Yeah. And if you're listening to it on podcast, maybe go over to the YouTube, hit a thumbs up. Because that stuff helps us grow. which is always nice. You can follow us on all of the networks. We are at Hopefully Awesome. Not all of them. TikTok and Twitter is mainly the ones. We do have an Instagram. We never use it though. Yeah, and if you want to support, head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can get the show, the extended cut. We also have, we talked about a little bit earlier, but the movie commentary of the month this month is Doctor Strange. So if you're really wanting to hear us talk more about Marvel,
Just
there it is. There's another 2 hours.
It's the longest joke in the world.
All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you for watching. And as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
bye.